Brides-to-be, you spent months or maybe even years planning for your beautiful wedding day. But what if I told you most brides don't realize there are going to be some major mistakes on their wedding day? But now it's too late because the wedding day has started and now they're feeling stressed and regret even having a wedding during the wedding because they was unaware of these mistakes. But I am going to save you because I have 10 years of wedding photography experience. And me personally, I got tired of looking at these mistakes and not doing anything about it. So I said, let me create this video so I can help brides that are going to get married so they don't have these experience and looking like these brides that I worked with in the past. First major mistake brides to be make is booking a hotel room versus an Airbnb. An Airbnb is going to be a better option on your wedding day. The hotel room is too small. You have a lot of bridesmaids and you have the makeup artist with her chair and light and things like that. You also have the photographer with his gear, and you also have the hairstylist with her stuff. And you also have your luggage, your bridesmaids' luggage, and different type of things that you're going to need on your wedding day. And a hotel room does not have enough space for those things. And also, while the hotel room is getting cluttered like that, you're going to need to put some of the stuff somewhere else so that the photographer can have a nice location to shoot. Because if everything is cluttered up in the area, then guess what? Your photos are going to be cluttered up. And then you won't notice unless you have a professional photographer that would actually be like, hey, can y'all just clear out this section? That's what I used to do. And that's what I still do today. Like, I'm not taking photos until the area is clean because it doesn't look good in the photos. But if you don't have a photographer that is looking for things like that, small things that are going to make your photos a lot better than versus having an Airbnb where you have enough space. See, in an Airbnb, you have enough space and you have multiple bathrooms, 1, 2, 3 bathrooms, different rooms. Bridesmaids can go in different rooms to get ready, and you can have your own personal space because on your wedding day, if you are a bride that needs your space and needs time to get ready, you're going to need your own room and your own bathroom. That is going to help you get better prepared on your wedding day so you can feel more relaxed and then get ready for your husband because now you feel more relaxed and you're not stressed because you're not looking at how cluttered the room is because you choose a hotel room. So yes, Airbnb is the better option on your wedding day. I have seen, so I hope that helps. Second tip is make sure that you make some time for photos after the wedding ceremony, and make sure that you get with your photographer with the time frame of how many photos they plan to take of how many family members. Make sure to give your photographer a list of family members previously to the wedding because this is going to take a lot of time if it's not planned correctly and you don't have a list. So if you don't have a list, some of your family members may get left out of the photos, and you don't want that on your wedding day because you can't remake that day. So me personally, I always ask the bride and groom to give me a list of the family members. We do kids, siblings, parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and the other people that are not really, really close to the bride and groom. I just let them know that we're going to take photos with them after the wedding, during the wedding reception, during that time where they're walking around, just greeting the guests and having a good time, or either later on throughout the night, if they're just playing around, dancing around and just having fun, and they want to take some quick shots like that. But making sure that you have a list previous before your wedding is going to save a lot of time. Also, let the wedding planner know that family photos are very important to you because they will try to rush that time. They don't understand the process of that time and they don't give photographers enough time. I'm letting you know right now. So make sure that you let them know previously to the wedding. You have a list of family members and let the planner know to get with the wedding photographer so that you could plan that time out. And also make sure to schedule some time with your husband after the family photos and the bridal party photos, because this is the only quiet time you all are going to get on your wedding day. So make sure you enjoy it in a quiet space with you and your husband, and also maybe the photographer take some candid shots of you during that time, because that's the only time y'all gonna get some quiet time on your wedding day, and you want to actually take that in and just like enjoy that moment with just the two of you. Because if you don't have that moment, then, well, you're just going to have a wide open day. So make sure you take time away and enjoy it with your spouse. The third biggest mistakes I see brides to be make on their wedding day is keeping their older family members around. I would let you know to give them a wedding curfew. So majority of the time, the older guests are just lingering around. They looking tired and looking like they're ready to go home. But you know, some people just don't know how to say, hey, I'm about to leave. But recently, I've made a video where I was saying, give the older guests a wedding curfew. Let the DJ know to make an announcement during the reception after all the events. That way the older guests can actually enjoy their time before they leave, you know, walk around, give their hugs and goodbyes and kisses and things like that. And then after they leave, you can turn up, you know, slap that juvenile on and 99-2000 and back that thing up on your hubby. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all spent a lot of money for this wedding. So you have to enjoy your time. Like, turn up, get lit, pass drinks, take shots. Just do what you do. Enjoy that moment, because after the wedding reception events, it's literally maybe about an hour or something, maybe even two. But you want to make sure that you get it in and enjoy that time, because that's one of the most important times that you're going to have fun with your spouse and your friends. And you may not see them for a long time after that, because like we don't see each other as much. So you want to get that time in and enjoy it on your wedding day, because it's just going to put a fulfillment on your heart. Because me personally, I still remember partying and having fun, and just that was the last real good memory of just dancing and hanging out with your spouse and your friends and family. So yeah, make sure you create a wedding curfew so you can get down and do your thing on your wedding night. The next biggest mistake I see brides to be make is not having a wedding photography's timeline. Me, in the beginning of my career, I never knew wedding photographers could have a timeline. And you know what? It made my life crazy, because like I didn't know like what type of shots I wanted to make. I was basically taking shots, whatever I seen and what was happening in the moment, versus knowing what the bride and groom wants and taking those photos throughout the day and actually making a timeline. So when the bride and groom book me, they know exactly what I'm going to take. And if they would like different photos that I'm going to take that I have on my list, then they could let me know during the consultation. That way I'm not just all over the place on the wedding day and not knowing what shots they need. So having a wedding photography's timeline is the biggest thing that photographers maybe don't know about, because I didn't know about it when I started. And now that I bring it up to other photographers, they don't know about it. So make sure that you understand that your wedding photographer has a timeline of the shots they're going to take on your wedding day. And I'm going to come up with a masterclass about that so that brides to be can actually get access to that and understand like a breakdown, so you guys don't miss all your photos on your wedding day. So make sure that you understand with a wedding photography's timeline from the photographer to make sure that all your photos will be captured and you guys have a understanding of what they need to take on your wedding day, because that day goes by fast. And if the photographer does not have a list of things and you maybe booked a photographer that was not in your budget and they do not specialize in wedding photography, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to know what photos you need, to be honest. So it's really not on them, and it really on both of y'all actually, but just being honest, hire a professional wedding photographer. That way you know you're going to get all your photos captured and you don't have to worry about those issues on your wedding day. The last major mistake I see brides and groom make on their wedding day is during the speech, they only have the matron of honor and the best man do speeches. I suggest that you get speeches from your parents, your grandparents, older people that you look up to, especially if they're married, because in a marriage, you're going to need some people that have experience to guide you through that process. And during a speech, when you let older guests like parents and grandparents speak, they're going to give you and your husband some tips and also some knowledge about marriage, and also your guests, because they have a lot of knowledge. And a marriage does not come with just, getting married and this and that. Marriage starts the day after your wedding day. Yes, that's when marriage starts. So make sure that you let the older guests, before they leave now, before they leave, after you make the announcement, let them know to deliver their speech to you guys. And that way, that's a nice moment also, because they are enjoying the day and you give them an opportunity to speak. That is going to touch their heart. So yeah, make sure that you let your older guests, your parents, grandparents, whoever do you look up to, make that speech to you after matron of honor and the best man. So I hope these mistakes, you correct them before your wedding day so you can have a great wedding day experience. And I also have a 5 biggest mistakes brides make free PDF file with more problems with the solution that you could download. So make sure to comment mistakes if you would like to see the PDF guide. That way you're not making more mistakes, because the wedding day is filled with a lot of fun, experience, and things like that. But the only way that you can have a great wedding day experience is that you're aware of the mistakes that are going to happen and you beat the mistakes before your wedding day. So yeah, that's all I got for this video. Comment mistakes if you would like the PDF file, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I'm going to be giving more and more tips so that brides to be can have a great wedding day experience. So yeah, enjoy and check out this video in the meantime.